Hey now, I'm going to test a unique trading system that has been requested by some of my viewers. This is Trader's Landing. In this installment of Trader's Landing, we are going to examine the Williams %R SAR crossover system from Forex Factory that we previously tested. However, per request from system creator Rocky Point and another viewer, and I'm not going to butcher his name, I'm just going to call him Trade Emperor, we are going to change the system around. If you want to view the original video, there is a link in the description below. So in this test, we are going to use 5-minute candles instead of 15-minute candles. We are going to add the 20 EMA, and the settings on the Williams %R will be changed as well. Furthermore, we are going to be taking setups only during specific trading periods. And finally, we are going to examine what happens when we move our stop to break even after a 1-to-1 price target is hit. I also have some bonus data to examine, so stay tuned for that. As always, I'm going to review the indicators used and entry criteria with examples. Then I'm going to test it 100 times in a row, followed by an analysis of the test data, a review of the equity curve, ideas for improvement, and conclude with my thoughts on this strategy. You can review the system specifics in the video description. Please subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you know when more content like this is released. Let's get into it. This test will utilize 5 different indicators. First is the Parabolic SAR Strategy Indicator, which is a free built-in TradingView indicator. I'm going to remove all of the checkboxes here except for the trades on the chart. Second, I'm going to change the length of the Williams %R to 16 with a 50 medium line. I'm also going to change the %R color to yellow, remove the upper and lower bands, and remove the background, in addition to setting the middle band to a nice bright white. Third, I'm going to put a 20 EMA on the chart in orange. Fourth, I'm going to put a 200 EMA on the chart in white. And finally, I'm going to add the Trading Session Indicator by Zen and the Art of Trading, set to shade everything after the first 5 hours of the New York Open to the London Open. And I'm going to remove all the alerts. Let's go over the rules and review a long entry. The first thing we are looking for is setups in the non-shaded area. We are only taking trades from the London Open to 5 hours into the New York session. Second, we are looking for price to close above the 220 EMAs. Third, we are looking for the Williams %R indicator to be above the 50 line. Finally, we are looking for a Parabolic SAR long signal. And all of that happens on this candle. So we are going to enter here, place our stop below the previous swing low, and target 2-to-1. Additionally, we are going to move our stop to break even after it hits 1-to-1 and let the entire position either go to 2-to-1 or stop out at break even. And let's see how this plays out. And this one is a winner. And now we will review another long example. We are out of the shaded area. Price is above the 220 EMAs. The Williams oscillator is above the 50. We have a PSAR long signal. We enter here, placing our stop below the previous swing low and target 2-to-1. And let's see how this plays out. This one hits TP1, at which point we move our stop to break even. Then it hits our stop, which we will consider a win for our test. Now let's flip to shorts. We continue to look for setups outside of the shaded area. Price to be below the 220 EMAs, Williams indicator to be below the 50 line, and a Parabolic SAR sell signal. We enter here placing our stop before the previous swing high, targeting 2-to-1. We're going to move our stop to break even as soon as it hits 1-to-1, letting the entire position either ride to 2-to-1 or stop out at break even. And let's see how this plays out. And this one is a winner. So here we have one more short example. Outside the shaded area, price under the 20 and 200 EMAs, Williams under the 50 line, and a PSAR short signal. We enter here, placing our stop below the last swing high, targeting 2-to-1. And let's see how this plays out. This one hits TP1, at which point we move our stop to break even. Then it hits our stop, which we'll consider a win for our test. And now it's time to do what we do. Let's review the test data. This test was done on cable using 5-minute candles. It took 6 months to find the 100 trades. There were 26 that hit break even and 31 winners that hit TP2, in addition to 43 losers for a winning percentage of 57%. Most consecutive wins in a row was 4, most consecutive losses in a row was 4. Gain on the account was 19%, risking 1% per trade. The equity curve on here is very choppy, very rangy until after the first 50 trades or so. If you are serious about trading this system, mechanically, you really need to test it at least 1,000 times in my opinion to see what this thing does long term. Now for the bonus I mentioned in the beginning. What if instead of moving our stop to break even when price hit 1-to-1, we took half profit at 1-to-1, moved the rest of our position to break even, and let the other half ride to 2-to-1? We'll have the exact same winning ratio, but what happens to our account? Well, it actually is reduced by 1.5%, which is statistically irrelevant on just a 100 test data set. But the equity curve on taking half profit at 1-to-1 has less steep drawdowns, something to consider for future tests for sure. How do we find the crumbs and make this system better? One thing I noticed during testing, and something that Rocky Point has pointed out, is market structure and price action. I took 100 trades in a row with only the criteria I went over into consideration. But maybe if we look at setups on clear and non-choppy pullbacks, what if we look for specific price criteria, market structure, price action, and candlestick patterns? Could that help our gain on account? What would you add or take away? Let me know in the comments. So to put a bow on this, I want to thank Rocky Point and Trade Emperor for requesting this test. While certainly profitable, there is room for improvement if you are trading this thing mechanically. Be sure to check out Rocky Point's thread on Forex Factory for more information on this system. The link is in the description below. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more content like this, it makes sense to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns in the comment section below. Bye for now.